So it says, any suggestions for how to help the organization mind shift from the giving orders and solution design to the Salesforce team versus thinking of the Salesforce team as a trusted solution partner? So really trying to shift that mindset, right? And so what are some practical advice you guys might be able to give to help create that mind shift for folks? I think we bounced around this a little bit, but feel free to elaborate.
Well, I'll use myself as an example, because I used to be, right, director of business systems. I'm now chief product owner for Market to Bill, which encompasses Salesforce as well as a couple other systems. It's the reason why this position appealed to me. It's a little bit of a change for me, but the reason why it appealed to me is because you need the product ownership, right? And I think that to answer that question specifically, you have to have somebody that is responsible for understanding what the needs of the business are, what the outcomes are that are that they're trying to achieve, and then an objective voice who's a decider in terms of this is what we're going to work on. This is what our roadmap looks like. It's really taking it to the next level, and this is where I see, things starting to trend now organizationally. And when you have the disconnected, disconnected engineering teams from their operations teams, from the stakeholder management, business management, you get disconnected solutions, right? You need one person, a product ownership role, really trying to work with those business stakeholders and set a very clear roadmap, right? And manage that intake process. And if you're an agile organization, managing that product backlog, and it's not just Salesforce as a product in of itself. There's end user bases within Salesforce that you can focus on. I took me a couple years to figure that out, but I think a lot of organizations are starting to figure that out, and I'm seeing a lot more of a move within enterprises towards product teams, right, that support particular capabilities within the organization, as opposed to I'm a Salesforce admin and I support the whole ecosystem, right?
That's great. Any other quick thoughts on that before we jump into lightning?
Ask question. Oh, go for it.
No, please, Ezra.
Ask questions.
Pretend
you're a therapist. Pretend you're a therapist. When somebody comes to you and says, "We need to do this," good. Tell me why you feel that way. It really does.
There's always the why. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a methodology that's called, I think, the 5 whys, and it consists of simply asking why again and again. Somebody comes to you and says, "I need you to add this field. I need you to do this roll-up summary, whatever." Why? Why do you need it? And they'll tell you, and then you say, "Well, why is that the case?" And you keep going deeper and deeper until you get down to the root cause. And then you can solve up from there, as opposed to just applying whatever Band-Aid somebody might have asked you to add.
Yeah, and having visibility across what, if you're a bigger organization and you have multiple teams that are supporting the application, then understanding that what this person is asking over here is the same thing that this person is asking over here, and you're both doing it. Both teams are doing it, but they're doing it differently, and like you need some of that coordination and collaboration. And as you move through various sizes of an organization, there are ways and frameworks, scaled agile frameworks, for really identifying those dependencies and having communication within the enterprise to ensure that the right hand knows what the left hand is doing. But yeah, I agree. Like, just keep asking, why do you want this? Like, why do you want the date field? And then, adding a date field is a solution. What are you really trying to do? What's the outcome you're trying to achieve, and why do you want to achieve it?
I find that doing that and implementing that why framework will start training folks that are requesting to expect those questions. So when they think, "Oh, I need this new field," they start getting trained as to the larger impact, and will rely on you as a solution expert to become that partner. So that's great.